Good morning. The time is 8:40 a.m. Sunday, August 29, 2021. The news headline: We are working with United Nations to seize parts of Nigeria from Buhari's control. Wole Soyinka. Reefnote.com. The news in full. Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka has called on the United Nations to step in and take control of parts of the country as the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari has failed to fulfill its responsibilities under international laws. Mr. Soyinka said the international community has a right and responsibility to declare sections of the country as protectorates under the United Nations, asking that the international body pool in Namibia and protect certain regions of the country. We are calling on the United Nations to intervene and stop this slave trade, Mr. Soyinka declared at an event in Lagos on Friday. He explained that when protocols and conditions given by the United Nations and signed by a said nation are violated, such nation has failed to live up to its responsibilities. Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka has appealed to the government of Republic of Benin to free Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, currently in prison custody in the West African country. Speaking with journalists in Lagos on Friday during an interactive session titled "Sanctions on the Loose: Chasing the Gnat with a Sledgehammer," the elder statesman said the secessionists committed no crime against Nigeria. The men of the Department of State Services on July 1, 2021 raided the Ibadan, Oyo State home of the activist, killed 2 and arrested 12 of his aides. Igboho later fled to the Republic of Benin, where he was arrested along his wife on July 19, 2021 by the International Criminal Police Organization at the Kadijon Airport in Cotonou on their way to Germany. His wife, Rokpo, was released and Igboho is facing illegal migration charges in the Republic of Benin and seeking asylum to evade federal government's request for his extradition to face allegations of stockpiling arms which he had denied. Reacting to the developments, Soyinka condemned the federal government's role in Igboho's travails. Soyinka stated, "This is an appeal to the government of Republic of Benin. Why are you keeping the victim in your prison? What crime did he commit against your state that you are holding him in prison? Instead of letting him continue his journey, Igboho has not committed any crime against any known law in this nation. Thus, to ask for his repatriation is adding insult to injury. You invaded his house, destroyed his properties, chased him into the wilderness, and you are pursuing him. We ask the government of the Republic of Benin to release the man to continue his business, which was interrupted unjustly. Please rectify this error and don't compound any further by holding Sunday Igboho in prison one day long." Also, the playwright decried the incessant abduction of pupils by bandits in the north, urging the United Nations to wade into the matter to protect the pupils. He added, "We are calling on the United Nations to intervene and stop this slave trade, to live up to its noble intentions, declarations, and rescue these children and put a stop to this act. If Nigeria continues to stand on her sovereignty, I leave this to experts. I am talking as a layman. I think the protocols of the UN enable the organization to declare section of the country under the UN. And if the government has failed to protect its own people and failed to fulfill its responsibility under protocols, its signatory to, the UN has a right and responsibility to declare those zones United Nations protectorates. We don't want what we are undergoing now to become the new normal peculiar to the Nigerian nation." The time is 8:45 a.m. Good morning. The analysis. The Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka of recent has called on the United Nations to actually see to the crisis going on in the northern parts of the country and some other parts of the country too, whereby abduction of pupils is becoming a norms, and even where some bandits are actually kidnapping people and asking for a whole lot of ransom. He said that the UN has the right to declare some sections of the part of the country as UN protectorate if the government of the country fails to protect its own people. He also said that on Buhari's recent orders for the review of 368 grazing routes in 25 states across the country, Soyinka stated that it doesn't seem to hear things, that virtually the whole nation is screaming and we don't want any open cattle grazing, whether they go by the name cattle routes or grazing reserves around the nation. Professor Wole Soyinka has also called on the Benin Republic, appealing to them that they should release the Yoruba agitator for the Oduduwa Nation, in person on Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, who was arrested at the Kadejon airport in Cotonou on his way to Germany. He said that the agitator has committed no crime against the Benin Republic and has committed no crime against Nigeria. He said that the agitator was his house was raided, whereby some of his people were shot dead, and 12 of his aides actually at the DSS facility arrested for no reason. He said he has not committed any known any crime known to be against the law of either the Nigerian nation or the Benin Republic. He therefore says that they should quickly rectify this error and don't compound any further by holding Sunday Igboho in prison one day long. Professor Wole Soyinka has also said that the obsession is on such a level that even people who considers themselves rational like himself begin to wonder if this is really about the cattle or an agenda that people do not know about. The essayist also faulted the infraction letter sent to Channels Television by the National Broadcasting Commission for some comments purportedly made against Buhari by two guests who featured on a program on the station. He described the letter titled Notice of Infraction as one of the most outstanding semi-illiterate kinds of official queries. He said, Decree 4 has no place in a democracy. It's about time we emphasized and demonstrated that in both language and in act, which actually means that the Buhari government does not want anybody to criticize his regime. Meanwhile, the Buhari regime has failed to fulfill its responsibilities to the country and also other international laws. Mr. Soyinka further added that the international community has a right and a responsibility to declare sections of the country as protectorate under the United Nations, and asking that the international body pull in Namibia and protect certain regions of the country. He further says that this is a slave trade and it should be stopped as soon as possible, as it is one of the rightful responsibility of the United Nations. Professor Wole Soyinka also made mention that that around the nation we have opinions surmounting the antiquated modes of cattle rearing, and even the all-powerful untouchable Miyetti Allah, who happens to be the patron of the Fulani herdsmen, has gone on record to say ranching is what they want. And when all that has been settled in rational terms, and then we hear a new version of Ruga. Why is this president obsessed about something being rejected right, left, and center? Therefore, Professor Wole Soyinka has actually called on the Nigerian government to do the needful, as this has been the clamor of citizens of the country, and also that the UN should live up to responsibility and do the needful under the protocols, as it is a signatory that UN has a right and responsibility to declare unsafe zones in a particular country as a protectorate under them. The time is 8:50 a.m. Good morning.